Hi, I'm RT.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is Custer Wolfe Building a Watch Company.
Today we're going to talk about the last 2 weeks and some of our successes and failures.
Has it really only been 2 weeks?
I think so.
It feels like a month and a half.
Yeah, the month of May has been long for
gone.
me.
It evaporated.
Yeah. We were supposed to move at the end of May.
We were supposed to move today,
Yes, that's true.
but our general contractor saw his shadow. And you know what that means.
One more month of renovations.
Like 6 more weeks of project. And really what happened, what panel was it? There's an electrical panel that we ordered, and we didn't order it soon enough because we didn't realize we needed as much power as we needed. And
Right.
that just, it's literally massive project here, delayed for a piece of aluminum that they call an electrical panel.
Yeah, we,
Supply chain issues.
I don't know, we got the amperage wrong on the DMG machines. I
Yeah.
got the amperage wrong, so what I told the electricians, total between the two machines is about 100 amps less than what they actually needed.
Yep.
And each of our panels is about 200 amps. That's kind of how we got it set up. So that's, half of a panel right there. So that kind of ruined the plan.
Yeah.
So we needed another panel. It was our fault. But I believe this panel is just for the HVAC because we've got,
We got power to all the machines now.
yeah, we've got power to the DMG machines, which is cool. We've got a bunch of HVAC going on the ceiling above here. And now that it's getting a little warmer, excited to turn the air conditioning on and find out if it's going to keep up with the heat that we create from the machines. But
Plus the heat from outside just baking this metal building. We'll
yeah,
find out.
yeah, this is just a corrugated steel building with spray foam on the inside.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to be great.
but on the bright side, we have our DMG machines are energized. The DMU is hooked up. I'm going through the process of getting software. We're going with Complete for simulation software. On a 5-axis machine, Fusion, the CAM software that we use, does a pretty good job of simulating, but it doesn't actually simulate all of the machine. So we had a really specific 3D model made specifically of this exact machine with this serial number. So we can insert it into this simulation software and basically know for sure that it's going to work before we hit go. On a 5-axis machine, since it's turning the table and spinning it, it's really easy, depending on how the machine reads the code, to kind of unwind in a place you don't want and run into itself and really damage itself badly.
Yep.
So Complete it's not cheap, but I believe it's necessary. That's cool. The DMU, the only other thing that we really need is a spindle probe. This machine didn't come with, and we're going to go with another Renovations spindle probe like we have in our Haas machines. But yeah, we're getting set up. We're energized. The Swiss, unfortunately, we had our first time really getting bit by buying a used machine.
Yeah.
One of the servo motors, I believe it's for the brake on the Y2 motor, if that matters to anybody.
It's important to have brakes, right?
Yeah, you need to be able to
Yep.
stop
Yep.
the axis and cut while it's stopped.
Yep.
But
Talk to me like I'm not a machinist.
moral of the story, the machine won't even move or jog or anything until we get this thing fixed. So the Swiss is kind of on pause while we get that motor figured out. It's not crazy. We're hoping it's going to be under $5,000. But we're going to find out.
But we saved hundreds of thousands on buying the machine used, so
Yes.
hopefully it's still
If this is the
still worth
only
it.
thing that really goes wrong, if this is the only thing that's broken, I'm totally happy with the move getting the used machines.
Yeah, I like how you started out with like our successes and failures. 'Cause we go like first fail, electrical panel, 6 more weeks of project. Second fail, used machine. Win, success, the machines are powered up and like it's gonna work. Knock on wood, right?
I mean, getting them in the building was a battle.
Yeah.
Getting them energized was a
Yeah.
battle. I mean, these things are so fancy and so cool. It's all going to be worth it.
It's going to be awesome.
It's been a little bit of a battle, but
Yeah.
we're getting through it, making progress.
100%. And other good news, if you remember from a previous episode, we went down to Denver and pitched for a $250,000 manufacturing grant, and we won. So we got $250,000 coming in, a grant from the state of Colorado. The purpose of the grant is to create Colorado jobs, and if that's not the definition of Vortic Watch Company and what we stand for, is American jobs, making parts here and making cool stuff. I don't know what is, right? I mean, I guess besides the fact that we make watches, but like that's the end result.
But I mean, this is
super stoked.
It's an advanced technology grant, right?
Advanced industries, advanced manufacturing is the sub industry, and so we can use the money to buy machines and to hire people to work on those advanced technologies like machinists to run the machines.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're making medical equipment or circuitry or whatever some of those more complicated things are, or watches, I mean, it's all kind of a very similar skill. So we're going to be creating jobs, investing in really fancy equipment like we've already got, and even more is going to come in the next couple years. So pretty exciting.
The feedback I got was, we're creating jobs in Colorado that there aren't many of. Like there's not as many high-tech machining jobs in this state as the state government wants. So we're going to hopefully deliver a handful more jobs in that high-tech world. So
yeah, I mean, given the state of the supply chain, I think everybody's willing to invest in more domestic manufacturing. So
if we can make it here, we should.
We were already doing that, so if we can get some help,
trendsetters over here. American made since 2013, right? Yep. So what does that mean for you and the operations team?
Regarding the grant?
Or? Yeah, like the next, how does your role change if we can hire a couple more people, and let's talk about like who those new humans are, because we have to update our careers page,
Yeah, so I mean, specifically relevant to the last couple weeks, I've been dealing with a bunch of small things, but small things that if they don't work, everything stops.
I really thought you were going to say buttload when you said bunch, but continue.
Next time.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, one major thing, we lost almost a week of production just investigating what was going wrong, and hindsight's 2020. It was something so simple that I probably should have checked first. But we just had a tool holder. A tool was a little had run out, so that means it was wiggling instead of just spinning perfectly concentric with the spindle. And what that does is it cuts deeper into your part. And we have really complicated probing routines that hold our tolerances really, really tightly on our watch cases. And that little bit of run out, about 0.015 millimeters is all it was doing. But as the probe went to go measure that cut, it said it's oversized every time, and when we're oversized, the program knows to just error out. So that kind of shut us down for a week until we actually discovered what was the cause. We were, trying different things with the probe. We thought maybe the probe was damaged or not working correctly. It just goes to show some of these little things, once you get really complicated, can hurt.
Would you say you don't want the tool to jiggle, you want it to roll?
Yes.
Okay. I guess fold is I failed that one, but I tried.
I appreciate the effort. But yeah, we've had a bunch of little things like that. Things that have worked a million times before. That's what I love about machining and what I hate about it, because there's so many different ways to do things, and when it works well, it's so cool and can work so well, but you need to get everything perfect. Yeah. You can't miss any little small things.
And that's what that animation software is about, right? Is like, if you don't have it perfect and you hit go, it shows you on the computer what's going to happen and if the tool is going to hit the right spot, instead of it literally on the machine breaking the machine, right?
Yep.
That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, the machine was actually doing what it was supposed to do, because when it checked that, it said something's wrong. We just misinterpreted what it was telling
wrong.
us.
Okay, cool.
So that's kind of that's why we're putting a probe in this machine too, because that's kind of how it checks its work as it goes, checking whether tools are broken, whether things are the right size, making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. But all to say, it has been difficult to shift all of my time into our new project, mechanical.
Yep.
Because of just all these small troubleshooting things that I have to do, and that's it's frustrating. But all those things need to get done.
Yep.
And in the past, so I guess I was hoping we were just going to hit a point where I had everything perfect, and the current machines would just run themselves, and I could just put my full time into mechanical moving forward. Maybe that was naive of me to believe that, and now I've re-accepted the fact that problems are, it's just a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Variables are constant.
Yeah, it's just a part of everyday life. It's never going to stop.
Yep.
It's there's always going to be small issues, and I can't be the one that troubleshoots every single time if we want to keep moving forward.
Yep.
So even though we've had issues, we're trying to turn lemons into lemonade, and it's been a good opportunity for me to work with Sky and to have him, our engineer, he does design and programming just like I do, to have him take over more of that troubleshooting things. And ultimately I've kind of decided that I'm just going to work for Vortic in the morning, and I'm going to work for mechanical in the afternoon. So if something goes wrong with Vortic in the afternoon, like unfortunately, it's up to somebody that's not me to figure it out.
It's a Sky thing or a tomorrow thing.
Yep.
Yep. I
So
think that's smart.
yeah, we just started that system, and we'll give you an update once we have a few hours under our belt with some of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's that's how we learn. It's always hard because we've been learning new things every day for 8 years.
Yeah.
But that's entrepreneurship.
And sometimes you have to make room for new stuff, so you forget that
You
problems
forget.
are a constant. and
Oh,
you
I
have to
did mess
relearn
this
things.
up 5 years ago, and I should have known not to do this.
Yeah.
That's life. But the good news out of not only the grant, but also all these learnings and like setting up more delegation and focus on certain things is we're bringing in more people. And so we have a new watchmaker. His name's Kent, and I think we might have mentioned it previously, but he's officially starting in July. Since our move got pushed back from late May to late June. He's going to start after July 4th, which is super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on wood, in our new clean room, first day, he won't know any of this stuff happened. That's exciting.
Yep.
And then we found a new social media manager, brand manager. Still not sure what to call that position, but his name's William, and he'll be behind these cameras. We'll try to put him in front of the camera periodically so you can all see him and say hi. But he'll be managing all the social media accounts for all of our brands, and just creating content. We've been advised for years that we should do this. Mm-hmm. And what this is not, we're not making anything up here. We're just showing up on camera once every 2 weeks and then hopefully gathering a bunch of B-roll in between. And the point is to document, not create. So we're just documenting what we do, and hopefully you like it. And hopefully it gives a behind the scenes look into all things that we do. And what that means, those two new positions, the watchmaker and our brand manager, coming in, we're going to change that assembly and logistics position that we had, basically a shop helper. We're going to kind of pause that job for a little while, because now that we're getting more machines and we have this advanced technologies grant, you were saying maybe we should hire a machinist, kind of skip that step and hire a machinist to help and keep the machines running all the time. So what does that look like, and when do you think we could hire that person?
Yeah, so basically over the past, we created the assembly room logistics position because we were unsure whether we were going to be able to find another watchmaker.
Yeah.
And since then we found Kent, which is very cool.
Thank you, Kent.
And we were also a little bit unclear on who we were going to find for the brand manager social media position. And I think we got really lucky finding William. He is a photographer. He does, what do you call those, portraits?
Yeah.
He does portraiture, so he's experienced with cameras.
Portraits is a word. Portraiture. Is that a word?
I just kept talking. I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Hit us in the comments if that's a word or not, please.
But so William's basically going to be responsible for product photography, content collection for social media and for this show, and then running the social media. I believe that's everything.
Documenting.
That's
what we do.
So since he's a photographer and we're going to put him in charge of all the product photography, that kind of frees Kyle up a little bit more.
Right.
The fact that we found Kent, a new watchmaker, alleviates some of the burden in the assembly room. So Kyle's able to pick up a little bit of the slack with the logistics. And with the addition of another watchmaker, Derek and this new watchmaker will have a little bit more freedom to do more than just what's right in front of them every day. And we are experiencing the need for a machinist sooner than I thought we were going to. Kind of hearkening back to what we were just talking about with small issues and all these types of things. Sky and I probably are spending almost half of our time being machinists, just keeping the machines running, setting up small jobs, things of that nature. And we want Sky and I to be pushing the company forward, working on design and programming, because that's what we're both really good at. So we're looking for somebody that is experienced, ideally with Haas machines, but has machining experience, ideally a little bit of CAD CAM, but this person's job is just going to be to keep the machine shop running.
That's awesome.
So I think we're going to be listing a position on the careers page of our website soon, but we're looking to hire for that position, I believe, in August.
And realistically, by the time this episode comes out, we can probably have the careers page updated. So if you're watching this and you know a machinist or someone with experience running machines like the one behind us, big CNC machines like Haas and DMG, writing those programs, AutoCAD, etc. Either forward this to them or send it. It's just vorticwatches.com/jobs for all this stuff. So.
Unfortunately, this isn't. We're not going to train somebody, so we really need somebody that has that experience already. So.
And they're expensive machines, and we can't mess it up. So.
And we need the help.
We
don't really have time to train anybody. So.
Maybe the next one we can do that. Do you want to give people a quick tour since the painting's done? We can kind of show some of that stuff.
Yeah, the building's looking really good.
It's looking sharp.
Let's go see it.
Cool. Let's walk around.
Yeah, so we're standing in the new clean room. They did a bunch of stuff since the last time we've been here. So we painted the floor. So we did polished concrete in the rest of the building, but in our assembly room, we have this same color on the floor of our assembly room on Link Lane. But it's like a seafoam green. If you ever notice, you'll see this color in a lot of images in the watchmaking industry. And the reason is it makes parts really visible. So it's kind of inevitable that you're going to drop some parts when you're working on watches. So this makes them easier to find. Since we last saw this place, we've got outlets. I think the HVAC was here last time we looked at it. But we ran these lights. If you can see, the ceiling's not super level going down. What happened is this ceiling it was really bad when we first got the building. But the plan kind of shifted halfway through, and we ended up doing more to the ceiling than we were expecting to. So in hindsight, we should have just redone the whole ceiling. It looks great. It's not a huge issue, but one of those things you wish you could turn back the clock and do over. We redid all of these skylights. Is that what you call them? So we've got tons of natural light in here. These things are all sealed up really well. Before they were just kind of janky. So this will keep out all the dust from in the attic and all that. We did new insulation up in the ceiling. We've got the cord hanging down there for a Wi-Fi waypoint.
And I think once they take the painted, the plastic for painting off of these walls, or off these windows rather, this room's already really bright.
During the day, you don't even need the lights.
We probably can just turn the light off, this light strip, so.
Yep, and we got our HVAC set up, our temporary HVAC set up, because we're still waiting on our nice Liebert unit that'll make this air that much cleaner.
Issue, yeah. But yeah, it's coming together. So, as you can tell by the echo, we are in a giant white-walled room, and this is our new studio. Probably gonna put like table and chairs and our nice microphone setup and everything over here. Cameras and lights will be kind of where I'm standing, facing this way. We'll have lots of options. We can go straight on, we can go to the corner, we can mount lights. I mean, this ceiling's gotta be 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So we can mount lights up high. This is gonna be a really awesome space to create all kinds of content for the show and other places.
Yep, we got rid of the drop ceiling in here. This used to be 2 separate offices with a wall a lot closer to us. So we extended this room and made this room huge. It's all soundproofed. As soon as you walk in here, you just notice that the street noise is entirely gone.
Totally gone.
We added separate HVAC so we can turn it off while we're filming, so you can't hear it. You can't hear the white noise. Tons of outlets galore.
We can power it off. That's it. Can't wait to show you when it's done. I think it's gonna be awesome. I feel like this is an episode of Cribs or something, and we're showing off our big deck.
Our new digs.
Yep. So we put this railing on the deck that matches our fence that goes along the outside of the building here. Just need to clear coat it. It's gonna look sharp. We're gonna put a countertop thing on here, and then get ourselves a grill and a couple chairs. This will be break room /
Yeah, we're planning to grill lunches here regularly, and it's kind of cool. We've been working on a couple things that we're doing ourselves for the building. Like Kyle and I actually fabricated these posts ourselves.
Yep.
We did some of the street numbers we just made ourselves. We got somebody to just cut it out of solid stainless steel, kind of in the Vortic brand. It's just kind of the way we do things. And then we're laser cutting a 7-foot sign with Vortic's logo for the side of the building, so that's really exciting.
It's gonna be cool. And we're painting this. Let's go over there and show the paint. So next time you see this building, it's all gonna be one of these 2 colors. And I forget which color we chose. Do you remember?
That one.
It's that color. It's that color.
Not that we don't love the dirty baby blue look, but we're gonna make it match. So this is our accent wall color inside the building.
Yep.
We're going with kind of a gray palette. Nothing crazy interesting, but it's totally gonna change the way this building looks. Once we have the shop, the corrugated steel building is all gonna be this color, and we've got a chimney over there that's baby blue, and it doesn't look great. But once we have this color, we're gonna do the big 7-foot stainless sign and backlight it.
Yep.
So it's gonna look really, really neat.
It's gonna look awesome. That's it for Custer Wolfe building a watch company. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can watch all the upcoming episodes that we have and follow along with our progress building the building and building this company. If you want to get weekly updates on all things Vortic Watch Company and Custer Wolfe Show, make sure you sign up for our email newsletter at vorticwatches.com. See you next time.